Well, I tell you what, we have an absolutely perfect Midwestern afternoon for football, and EA Sports brings you coverage of the NFL from Paul Brown Stadium in Cincinnati. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Denver Broncos and the Cincinnati Bengals. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Mike, 57. Big stop, G. Big stop. Let's go. Easy. Switch gears. Hey, drive on the kick.
Now the first carry here for Phillip Lindsay. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Alert flare. Easy. Check 15. Hey, 5-0.
On second down, it's Lindsay. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on third and just a yard.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
On third and one, here's Winston. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line. Well, not a good omen there. His first throw of the afternoon, intercepted.
And I know what the fans are thinking right now. I hope there's not negative thoughts in his head going forward since that's his first throw of the game. But one of the things I remember about him coming out of school, he's able to wipe things away pretty easily and move on.
Here's a throw that's taken in out of the backfield. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 12 yards that time, and it's Cincinnati first down.
Nice little nifty play for him there. Yeah, that's the ability to read a defense and utilize players that don't often get picked up in coverage easily. And I'm talking about being able to use the backside of the backfield. Because I know that when I used to cover, hey, we got Mike. Oh, he just snuck out there, and they just got a nice first down there.
What do we love to say? Get those backs into space, right? And they were able to do that there. Nice pickup on first down. 12 yards that time, and it's Cincinnati first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Now they run with Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the ball.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. The sack there by Bradley Chubb.
But no takes to start to have a good drive. Quite like a big loss on a sack, does it?
No, now they're looking at a third and long, and suddenly the momentum shifted to the other side of the football.
And old Mo is a very, very fickle man.
Let's go now.
And it looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game.
Hey, box drop. 5.
From the gun, Woodall. And he's going to go down again. Bradley Chubb able to get in there for his second sack of the afternoon. Charles, a little bit of feast or famine on this drive. They moved the ball okay, but they've been sacked twice now.
And they've got to figure out how to plug that leak a little bit, right? Keep them away from the quarterback because when he's not being hit, as you mentioned, they're moving the ball well.
In the end, the opening drive, Charles, does yield points. Maybe not the touchdown that they wanted, though.
Yeah, but bottom line, they wanted to get something out of that drive, and they did that. 3 points, they won't turn that down at all.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And to be frank, they're just in a tough spot. It's only November, already eliminated from playoff contention. I know their fan base doesn't want to hear that, but that's the case. What are they fighting for now going forward?
You know exactly what they're fighting for. Is that word that some people don't want to hear, but it's pride.
Draft. Oh, okay. I was going to go draft, but pride's better, right?
You know something? You're right, because that's part of it, but that's two different mindsets. That's front office mindset, draft position, where are we going to be and what do we need to get? And then the players and the coaching staff right now, pride. Can they win some games and feel better about themselves despite the fact they have no shot at the playoffs?
8 yards the tally on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 2. Jameis to throw it. And his throw here's incomplete. He was trying to find Noah Fant, the tight end, and it's 3rd and short.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. After the incompletion, here now, 3rd and 2.
Check 52. Watch the run. Back to the line.
From the gun, Winston. He'll dump this one off to Lindsey. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. They just do get the play off. Now Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Geno Atkins got home that time. Well, you don't usually get a sack from a nose tackle spot, but we got one there.
No, we don't, and a lot of the times in passing situations, they end up off the field anyway. So how happy was he to work his way back to the quarterback and put him on the ground? He's going to end up with a nickname after something like that, some Big Jelly or something like that.
Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16. To throw is Winston. Oh, he got position on him, and he pulls it in. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals' 45-yard line.
And that was a heck of a shot right there by Jameis Winston. Boy, he has a superior right arm, doesn't he? You saw him play baseball.
Yeah, he's actually a switch hitter in baseball. Outfielder, and then, of course, a very hard-throwing pitcher. That's translated well in the National Football League.
That it has. When he has to make that throw on a line, he's got plenty of arm to do it.
A first down throw for Winston. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
57, Mike 57.
Throwing, Winston. And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. It's a gain of 34.
You know I'm going to lean towards the defender, right? You know I'm going to do that.
I know.
That's a tough situation for him as I see it. But the truth of the matter is, that ball was not streaking towards him. Had a little arc on it. He's got to find a way to get his head around and make a play on the football.
So how about this for field position after the big play? Inside the 15 now as they come up on 1st and 10. He's got Jake Butt as tight end. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive. They only got a yard out of that last completion. And that makes this 2nd and 9. On 2nd down, a run with Lindsey. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
Out of the huddle now for play number 9 on this drive. This is 3rd down and 8. From the shotgun, it's Winston. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Denver score. Cortland Sutton, his first touchdown on the year. And the Broncos have taken the lead. McManus's point after is good, and that makes it a 7-3 lead. After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34. The first update now from a game going on in Cleveland. And that is now a 2-touchdown lead for the Browns in that game. And we'll keep an eye on that one as our game goes along here. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Throwing to start the drive. Woodall, he completes it to Boyd. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. After one, 7-3 the score on EA Sports.
Set, 60-or.
On first down, Woodall. That's complete to John Ross. And they'll work this down to the 40-yard line, tackled there. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Operating from the gun, Woodall. He'll take a shot for the end zone. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on first down, but he couldn't reel it in.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So 2nd down and 10. Once again, they'll go from the 40. Now Joe Mixon. And he's going to get this inside the 30. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a first down. With that last effort, he topples the 5,000-yard mark for his career.
And that doesn't place you among the absolute greats that have ever played the game. That's a significant achievement and a very, very solid career.
Pretty nice work defensively there on the first down run as they hold him to a gain of a couple. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
Here we go.
Hey, echo.
Mike's 47.
Here's 2nd and 8. He gets this one to Boyd. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 3. Now 3rd and 5.
The Broncos going dime. 2 extra defensive backs for 3rd down.
Playing pass all the way.
Here I come again. 47's the Mike. 47.
From the gun, Woodall. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
So out comes a field goal team now for the 2nd time here today. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And the 12-year veteran knocks it right through. And they'll get it back within a point at 7-6. No problems in the field goal department so far. He's 2 for 2.
Pretty reliable here in this game, isn't he? And to me, that bodes well for them. If they need him late in the game, his confidence should be sky high.
This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
At their own 30-yard line.
Ready.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
First down, Winston. And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. So they will take the sack instead of the penalty.
And it takes another down off the series. But the biggest one of all, do you want to tell the guy who just got the sack that it no longer counts?
No.
No, not at all.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Now Winston. Screen pass to Lindsey. Powerful running. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. It'll be a pickup of 8 on the screen, and it sets up a 3rd down. The Broncos on 3rd down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 10.
You got 3. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 50 steps. Let's go.
Working out of the gun. Winston. Flushed out, and he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carl Lawson able to record his 5th sack of the season.
Seems to me that our friend Old Momentum, I think he's definitely changed teams in this game.
It's only going to grow after that sack, and now, heck, they can get the ball back here and possibly even get the lead. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds.
Let's go.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And still a lot of football to be played in this season. We're only in November. A lot can happen between now and January. But if it ended today, they would just be on the outside of the playoff picture looking in. So a lot to fight for.
Yeah, and wasn't it interesting in our meeting with the coaching staff that they all made sure to let us know, we know where we are right now, but the playoffs don't start tomorrow. We still got some time, and they plan on putting it together, formulating a streak, that the whole month of December still left to play. They think they can get in.
And they made it very obvious to us that there's no playoff talk in the locker room right now. It's win this game and look to next week.
Excellent focus.
22 yards there, a 1st down.
That's good for the Bengals. 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
Let's go.
So a 1st and 10 now in Denver territory at the 45-yard line. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And past the 35, he'll be dropped a yard or 2 shy of the 30. It's a gain of 13, and the Bengals have a 1st down.
Boy, he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral, also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Woodall going deep. And this is taken in at the 5. And they do get him down, but not before he's able to slip it inside the 5-yard line. A very solid gain of 27.
Rock it. Shoot.
They'll give it to Mixon. And he'll be stopped about a yard shy of the goal line after a pickup of about 3.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
Mixon trying to punch it in. And he takes it into the end zone. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon with a lucky number 13 touchdowns now on the year. And the Bengals are going to jump back in front. Extra point try good by Gano. And that'll make this a 6-point game. Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. This will be taken in at the 1. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28-yard line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. We'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Now a man open down the middle of the field. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. Winston now 7 of 10 here in this first half, and he's got a 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Lindsey. Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it second down.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6. Off the play fake, Winston. There goes a deep ball, end zone, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, but they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down.
When offenses dial up big shots downfield, they're not always for the guys out wide. Sometimes they want to go to their big target, deep downfield, and the defense breathes a sigh of relief. 50-50 balls, not easy to get away from the big targets.
On 3rd down, Winston. He's going to loft one deep left side here, and that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Those passes out that far wide always make you hold your breath a little bit. Felt like it was in the air for a while.
What it does is it allows a defender to gain some ground, come from a long distance, and have a chance to affect the pass.
And this one is right down the middle. And that will cut the lead back down to 3 at 13-10. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
The Bengals drive about to get going. You're under a minute to go here in the half. Field position not really in your favor, but still time to try and move the ball and get in field goal range.
Yeah, you got the lead. It's definitely a thought. Let's go ahead and try and increase it.
He's got a man complete. And he gets us to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Give him 32 on the play.
Set, ready? 10-2 stop.
Operating from the gun. Woodall. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. Well, the incompletion, yes, but maybe here not the worst thing in the world?
No, not on 1st and 10. It actually gives them a chance to regroup, relax just a little bit. They huddle up, talk it over. Then they get a chance to continue their drive.
So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Oh, he's able to outmuscle him here as he pulls it in. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime.
1st and 10 at the 15-yard line.
Set. 60 Pittsburgh. Recon. 132 fighter. Hey, wahoo. Let's go.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He gets this in the hands of Mixon. 5 yards on the pickup, and it'll make it a second down.
Now that's the type of play that gives you a chance to win. Nothing forced downfield where you don't have a guy open. Swing it out to the back, on maybe even check it down, whatever you want to call it. Gain of 5. You're just trying to get 4 on first down. They're ahead of the chains now.
Mixon. And the stop will come inside the 5 at the 4. The Bengals going to use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
Down. 8 read. Topper.
Check curls, check.
Get it.
Back to throw. Woodall. Accelerating, and off he goes. He's at the 50, the 40. And a potential turning point as he'll get the football in very good field position late in this first half.
At the 37-yard line.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10.
Hey, tight there. There you go. Check 4. Green, double thing.
Following the interception, Winston. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So we've hit halftime. Just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. This is taken at the 3. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else.
2nd and 4. He's going to have the hook up to Ross. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up 3rd down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before you get a good head of steam going.
Go on.
They give to Mixon to try to pick it up. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 10 yards there on a Bengal first.
Brandon, they're still in the lead, but momentum's certainly been going the opposite direction. So to me, that's a really important pickup there on 3rd down.
Try and regain some confidence. And you're right, they need to stem the tide a little bit. That certainly helped. Back to Mixon on 1st down. They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point. Going to make that defense stand up and stop them. 2nd and 6. Open man is Ross, complete. And he'll take this into the end zone for a Bengal TD. John Ross with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. Solid response that time by a young quarterback. Last drive, interception. This drive, the touchdown pass.
I like how you described it, solid, because you don't get extra kudos for bouncing back if you're going to be a big-time quarterback. You're supposed to do that. But at the same time, when you're a rookie, that's not guaranteed, is it? Sometimes they hang their heads and they go in the tank a little bit. Not in this case. Bounced back, took his team downfield, and threw a touchdown pass.
Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And their halftime hole now even deeper, and they need a big drive here just to answer the first touchdown of the second half scored against them.
They were down at the half. Now, as you mentioned, they're down a little bit bigger, but no time for discouragement. Just got to get back to it, right? Put your shoulder against the boulder and start pushing and try and get...
There he goes, right side. And all the way home for a Broncos score. Phillip Lindsay, his fifth touchdown now on the year, as they are now just an extra point away from making this a 3-point game. Now McManus for the extra point. It's up and good, and the lead's now down to 3 at 20-17.
Broncos 17.
After the touchdown, here's McManus now to kick it away. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And a nice job there as he gets this one up just shy of the 35-yard line at the 34.
At their own 34-yard line.
The Bengals drive about to get going. They were able to extend their lead with an opening drive touchdown here in the third quarter, but that just got matched a moment ago.
So we know that what they discussed at the half worked. Now, what are the counters to that, right? You don't just run the same things over and over. Some do, but many will also show something and then come back with something else to keep the defense off balance.
36-yard line.
Looking to throw on second down. Woodall. Green brings it in. And now look at this. Big gain, but a fumble. It's picked up by the Broncos. And his crew will take over at their own 40. 5-yard line.
First down and 10.
Baby, it's game, baby.
So they need to determine if that knee was down before the ball was coughed up.
And they also wanted to make sure that the ball was possessed as they were going through, that the ball wasn't working its way free before the knee hit the ground.
Okay, ready?
47. Check, 47. Man, that's trash.
Let's go.
Mixon with a first down carry. And he's able to carve out about 6 there, down to the 37.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid game. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
This is caught. It's Boyd. And he will take it on in for a Bengals touchdown. Tyler Boyd, his 5th touchdown now on the year. Now the Bengals, they widen their lead. Gano the extra point, and his guys will take a 10-point lead.
27. Broncos 17. Set to kick off.
Gano now following the touchdown, here to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
55. Easy. 52. Check nickel. White.
They'll run the toss. It's Lindsey. And he'll wind up with about 6, up past the 30 to the 31.
He was hoping to get to the edge, but they did a really nice job of forcing him back inside. That's excellent fundamental defensive football. Don't let them outside where they can really shred your defense.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Easy. 57. Mike, 57.
Winston. Flush to his right, and he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Geno Atkins able to record his 5th sack of the season.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
So the punt rolls out of bounds, and they'll have pretty good field position here up near the 40-yard line.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. And they're hoping to redo their efforts in the last drive when they got into the end zone.
And just think of what it's like now on the sideline, because when you score a touchdown, you have to go over and look at the tablet and see what you did on the last drive. When you scored points, it's a whole lot better view than when you're trying to figure out how to fix things there.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Bravo.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Over the middle, and it's incomplete. His big tight end, Tyler Eifert, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down. They don't get the hook up there, but you really have to marvel at how precise he's been throwing the football these last couple weeks.
Oh, that's the perfect word for it, precise, because if you're at 70% or better 2 weeks in a row, you have a job as long as you want one in this league, won't you? I mean, let's face it, it's not just West Coast offense either. He's putting the ball downfield as well.
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by Justin Simmons. And he will score. Touchdown, Denver. And a great return as they're finally able to take him down. Charles, we've seen them target one of their main weapons time and time again. Maybe they went to that well too many times there.
Yeah, and it's so difficult to determine how many times is too many, because how many times have we seen a team go and play and say, until they stop us, we'll keep going. Well, they got stopped on that one, and it cost them 6 points.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This is taken at his 4. And how about that return as he's all the way inside the 20-yard line.
And that's the type of return that puts a tremendous amount of pressure on the defense now. They've got to go out on the field almost like it's a sudden change, almost like it's a turnover. They've got to go out there and try and stop them. But, boy, what a tough spot they're in.
On 1st down, Mixon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. They're able to get a couple here, but won't get across the plane as they stop him right around the 1.
Well, Brandon, we always know that once you score one touchdown,
want two.
You're without a doubt. And so far today, he's got one, but was denied as he tried to get the second one.
2nd and goal from the 1.
Under crunch. He's checked.
Go out. Shoot.
Here's a run with Mixon. And he is in. Touchdown, Bengals. Joe Mixon, his 2nd touchdown of the afternoon. And the Bengals, they widen their lead. And he certainly played a pivotal role with those 2 TDs and why they're up on the scoreboard right now.
Well, someone's all about winning, aren't they? Because he's not worried about the number. Sure, it's great to have 2 touchdowns. The bottom line is what he's doing is contributing to their lead. He wants to continue to do so.
Gano now following the touchdown here to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And with this deficit, you can't have too many more drives like the last drive where you had to punt it away.
You know what I would tell my offense right here? The punter doesn't exist, guys. He doesn't even exist. He's not a team anymore. I just cut him. All right? So you've got to go out and create some offense for us here and give us some points. No way does that guy get on the field on this drive.
Poor punter.
Yeah, it wasn't his fault. But hey, listen, if there's got to be casualties at times. We're trying to win a game.
Green, triple C. Easy. 57 a month. Here we go, G. Hey, just go.
A 2nd down throw for Winston. Got a man open, it's Sutton. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains. Jameis now just 8 of 16 thus far, 50%, but it's 1st and 10. Here comes Lindsey, toss right. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
And he'll go down, and that will do it for the 3rd quarter of action. Back now in Cincinnati. It's the Broncos trailing, but they do have possession of the football as we begin quarter number 4. So they'll come up in Bengals territory now with a 1st and 10 down at the 33. Play fake. Winston. And the pressure gets there, and Winston goes down. Reggie Ragland. Make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Check 52's the mic. Check 52's the mic. So we got man. 5-2 is the mic. Mike 5-2. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
Another try after the 1st down sack. Winston. Well, the pressure gets to him again.
I remember throughout my career hearing defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's third and very long.
5 on the 50. 5 on the 50. 5 on the 50.
From the gun, Winston. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Geno Atkins in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
And it's 4th down.
Here's Matt Weil now as he's on to punt for Denver. This is away and a very good kick angled for the sidelines. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. The Bengals drive about to get going. Now, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this 4th quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
From the 22, here's 2nd and 8. Looking to throw. Woodall. And intercepted. Maybe the turning point they need. Picked off at the 25. And his guys will take over at the 25-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
They'll run on first down. Lindsey. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
On 2nd and 7, Winston. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. They had 3 yards on first down, just 1 yard there.
I thought that wasn't a bad time to call the screen. I thought late game, down on the scoreboard, had to figure they were expecting a pass downfield.
Yeah, so the edge rushers, they're coming. That could have hit big. You're right. Good recognition defensively to snuff that one out. Winston from the gun on third down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Geno Atkins, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year. And this one is right down Broadway. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3 and out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Cincy offense about ready to go here on their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a one-score game, and you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
That's a gain of 4 as we slip inside of 4 minutes left in regulation. Offensively with the lead, you want to run the ball, keep the clock going, but you also want to still kind of be in attack mode too, right? So how do you do that and not come back on your heels?
Yeah, think about all the practices we've watched where they have that tempo period to go over things just like this, where they describe the scenario, tell you what they're looking for, and make sure that they're still attacking, yet at the same time not going so fast as to leave too much time on the clock.
Just a couple on the pickup there, and now it's third down. Now, the objective there, I mean, yes, the positive gain, that's nice, but work some clock.
Yeah, you're exactly right, but the problem for them is still within a possession, so they can't just sit on it running the ball. They'll have to find a way to throw it effectively as well.
This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. From the gun, Woodall. He's got his man, Boyd. And he's got the first down before being taken down at the 46. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
First and 10 at the 46-yard line.
This quarterback now a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. First and 10. This is Mixon. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut.
Saw it through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. Again, it's Mixon, and he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. Call it a loss of 2 on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
On the set.
47. Check, 47. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you. Hey, alert 3, alert 3.
Now it's Mixon running right. A Bengal first down on the 16-yard pickup there.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
And not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll run with a backup. This is Williams. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 23-yard line.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
You got nothing today. You got nothing. Watch twist.
Look, squeeze. Shoot.
Nixon. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. Now the Broncos going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as it comes with 1:04 left to go in the game. A nickel set defensively for the Broncos here on 3rd down.
You better be afraid of me.
Again, it's Mixon. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. So on fourth down, out trots the kicker in a big spot here. This to make it a two-score game. Gano's kick is good, and that will extend their lead even further. So barring something extraordinary here in the closing stages, that field goal should just about put this one on ice.
Yeah, we've got to find two scores. So, we're not going to exactly move it over there yet. It can be done, but, boy, it's going to be a little bit of a stretch for them, isn't it?
Yeah, they would have to move incredibly quick and have some luck, too. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves.
The Bengal pressure gets him that time. Down he goes. Geno Atkins in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. Winston. He's going to let it fly. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Here's Winston. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bengals going to use the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got two more to use here in the final stages. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on fourth down. They're going for it. Winston to throw for it on fourth. Now a desperation throw deep. And got his man complete. And he is into the end zone for the touchdown. So they still need a miracle with a clock where it's at, but they get one piece to the puzzle done.
Still have hope. No, we're not cheering. No, we're not rooting, but I am excited about this. I know you are, too. We got a ball game again after that big-time strike.
Big-time strike, and you are right. Don't go anywhere yet. This thing's not done. Extra point from McManus is good. And now things get a bit more interesting here in this fourth quarter. And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. They had to go for it with no timeouts remaining, though now. This one's as good as over.
They gave it an effort. They tried their best, did everything they could to try and get the ball on the onside kick. You're exactly right. They had to try it. It was their only option. And now this game is done. Just take it, kneel, and call it a day.
Ready.
Mike's 47. I want that. Give me that.
Hey, Delta.
Give me that.
Now it looks like he'll throw here. He'll let this go end zone for Green. And that'll wind up incomplete. Trying to give his man room to run under it, but it's second down. So this one in the win column now for the Cincinnati Bengals. And they were buoyed, Charles, by a big second half that put this one on ice.
And I know a lot of people watching this one were thinking to themselves, I bet halftime was really interesting. Probably took the paint off the walls with some of the words that were said. But I get the sense that it was much more of the adjustments they made. They came in with a game plan that we saw that didn't work in the first half.